Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's Okay to Be Okay. I'm Jen. I'm here with Crystal and Melissa. And first off, Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New
And
Year.
yeah, today we are just gonna kind of talk a little bit about what the new year brings, what we do to ourselves at the start of a new year. And yeah, we're just gonna see where it goes.
Hi everyone, happy new year. It's great to be back and I can't wait for this new year. So, I thought we could maybe talk about goals. We come into the new year and we all have these goals and we put pressure on ourselves and like, I have to do this. But what I found for myself, oh my God, I'm so unfit right now. So fat from Christmas. Sorry, let me get my breath back. Yeah, goals. It's like you put this pressure on yourself to create these goals. And I think, like for me, I've changed the name of it. Instead of goals, I'm like, okay, I'm going to create some seeds. And so, for instance, one of my goals is to read 20 books this year. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have a seed of reading 20 books. If I don't hit that, it's okay. If I do hit that, brilliant. But I'm not putting that pressure on myself, because as soon as I put pressure on myself, then that resistance is when it comes up. And then I don't do the goals that I actually want to do. So I think for this year, if we like create seeds, if we create direction of where we want to go, instead of creating this big, like massive thing that we've got to create, just create the arrow, the direction in what way we want to go, and just do small little things. And I think that is going to be really powerful for this year. What about you guys? I don't know what you guys think.
I love
Well,
that. I believe that having a direction is necessary. We need to know what way we're going. But to go in that direction with openness, to allow life to unfold for us. I'm starting the year off not where I wanted to be. I'm out doing job interviews and and I'm so good with that. It's Instead of going on the expectations of what I should have done and where I should be right now, I'm opening up to what life is unfolding for me, because sometimes we get so set on a goal that we can't see all the opportunities around us, and we miss out on so much stuff. And my goal, I guess, my seed for this year is to be open, to see what unfolds for me, and go at it with an open heart and an open mind.
oh, it's beautiful. Goals. Nothing wrong with them. I love you with the idea of seeds instead. It's beautiful. So, what I have done over the past couple of years when I set a goal, so to speak, I'll set that goal or that intention, whatever it may be, and then I let go. No emotional attachment to that goal. Meaning, if it doesn't work out in my little time frame I gave myself or whatever it might be, so be it. It doesn't work out. And I don't get all upset or, oh, what a failure. You didn't meet this expectation you just made up. How dare you? And then beat myself up for it. And I think it's beautiful. So yeah, no, I have my goals too. Welcome 2026. Released my second book yesterday. Technically, I guess today, because it got published today. It's live today on Amazon. And so there you go. I mean, yeah, would I have liked to have finished it last year? Of course. Do I care that it was a little bit later? Nope, I don't, because it's done. It's beautiful and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. And I think when we rely just a little bit more on that beautiful trust of the principles of mind and just knowing the unfolding, like you say, Jen, will take place how it's supposed to take place, when it's supposed to take place. And we just get to go along for that journey. And I think it's beautiful. And yeah, not having an emotional attachment to goals is awesome because then there's no stress. There's no added stress of, oh my gosh, I'm not going to hit this deadline. Oh my gosh, did the scale really just say that to me? Oh,
Oh, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. I've never weighed so much.
Me neither. And
me
like,
neither.
I went and I bought new clothes, like, because I had to have new clothes to do this job interview. And I bought size threes because I usually wear size ones. It's like, oh, I know I put on some weight. Oh, no. I mean, they fit. S- Two of the pairs I bought, pairs of pants I bought fit, but they're tight.
Mm.
And like, that's, I started getting on myself for a minute. And it's like, that's not, but then it's like, well, let's think about this. I went from a job where I was walking d- between 10 and 20 miles every single day to I've been at home on the computer doing stuff. So I went from, let's say, 10 miles a day to 1,000 steps a day. And it's like, oh, well, yeah. When you do that and you continue to eat the same, you're going to put up the pounds. But yeah, I almost had a freak out when I tried on the pants that I just bought because yesterday was New Year's, nothing was open. And I bought them the day before, but didn't try them on till yesterday. And it's like, oh, ooh. It's been a long time since I had to lay on a bed to button my pants.
Yeah. I
I think
it's
we've all
exactly
been
the
there.
same. Like, I've had to buy, like, because I was so resistant in buying clothes bigger than me, because I know I'm not gonna stay this big for long. Well, I say that. It's been a year. But, I was so resistant. I'm not buying their clothes, not buying them clothes, even though every piece of clothing that I had was so fucking tight, it was ridiculous. I was like, "No, do you know what? I'm just gonna buy bigger clothes." And now I'm in, like, size 12 in the UK, which is I've never been a size 12 in my life, ever. But I had this kind of childlike, "It's okay, you know? I know that my body can change. I've done it 4 times when I did bodybuilding, 12 weeks, bang. So I know I can do it." Um And even right now, like, my skin is getting really bad, like, I've got eczema in my belly button, I've got eczema in my ears, and I know that that's because I'm not looking after my body properly, I'm not respecting it, but that's because I'm using food as comfort. But the other day, I was like, "Do you know what? I love you, body." Like, even when I was looking down, my belly was out, you know, my skin was horrible, but, like, "I love you, and this year I'm gonna respect you." But I'm not gonna force it on myself. I'm just gonna allow wisdom to come through and give me the ideas. And I know, and it's that thing about trusting and letting it unfold. For so long, I've been trying to control it, and that
Yeah.
very control is what's keeping me in resistance. So I'm like, "Do you know what? I love my body. I'm gonna wear the clothes that fit me right now, and as I lose weight, I can get into clothes. As I lose weight, it will just naturally happen." And I know that in like my bones, I know that it will naturally happen if I just trust and let mine do the work for me. It already has. Today, like, I haven't eaten a shit ton of food. I've just eaten 3 meals and tea, and that's it. And yeah, I've got the cravings, but I know that it's just habitual, and that will get easier over time, and everything like that. It's just, yeah, little rant.
Well, and I love that you say that because that's kind of what it's about. When we can quiet down, when we can stop chasing our own stories and getting lost in them and adding meaning to them, wisdom will guide us. You know, there'll be that little voice, and it's not going to be the condescending voice. Hey, fatty, you should take a walk. you know, it's not going to be that. Trust me, I have that voice.
Mm.
I have that voice. But it's gonna be that, "Oh, it's a beautiful outside, maybe a stroll would be nice." And when we listen to that quiet, not screaming, not condescending, just that quiet whisper, I've found lately, especially when I'm struggling with my thinking, that quiet voice gets me out of it. That quiet voice knows what to do, what I need to do, knows my patterns. Knows like, hey, you're in your head. Maybe you should journal a little bit. Hey, maybe you should go for a walk. Ooh, wouldn't this be nice? And it's when we listen to that, it's going to take us exactly where we need to be. Even if it's not always somewhere we want to be. Sometimes we have to be a little bit uncomfortable and step out of our comfort zone a little bit because that's what the quiet voice is saying. And stay open, because that's when life unfolds. It's when we don't know, when we don't have the control, and we stop trying to pretend like we do. That's when life unfolds. And that's when beautiful, amazing things happen. And you don't get there from judging yourself and being mean to yourself and trying to control everything. That's going to get you further away from where you want to be. I mean, yes, maybe you'll be disciplined and do the gym every day. Good for you. That's awesome. But remember, even good things and too much can turn into something bad. So when you listen to yourself in that little voice, you'll know what you need to do. And if you're
Yeah,
brave enough to step out of your comfort zone and do it, even when you're not sure, that's when life meets us exactly where we're at.
I experienced this just the other day. Like a couple weeks ago, I had this thought that popped into my head, and I know it's from wisdom. And it was basically like, blindfold yourself for a whole day. I'm like, okay. But again, it was like what you were saying, it come with that feel good feeling. And I didn't do it because one, every day I kept forgetting or I was doing something. But then a week after, I was just randomly going through my Instagram and there was a guy that was literally taking off a blindfold saying that he'd just done a blindfold thing for a whole 24 hours. I'm like, okay, that's a message for me. you know? So tomorrow I'm going to do it. I have no idea why I have the urge to do it, to blindfold myself for an entire day, but I'm trusting that wisdom is telling me to do that for a reason. And so tomorrow, I'm going to be blindfolded for a whole 24 hours. I mean, how random is that? Like,
Beautiful.
normally before, I'd be like, what the fuck? Why? Why would I do that? What's the meaning of it? Why am I doing that? And then I'll try to analyze it. It was like, what's that going to, but I have no idea why that popped into my head. But I'm allowing myself to be open and to trust it.
Uh, I love it. First of all, I want to say, man, we should have recorded tomorrow. That'd have been fun.
But hi guys, can't see you.
But what came to me when you were saying it and like, oh, I don't know what it's for. And obviously I don't know what it's for you either. But what I kind of heard was it's an opportunity to see that even in the darkness, there's still light.
Mm.
There's still light. You'll, I don't have any more to say about that because that's all that came to me. But I don't know. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I think for me, because obviously I do like analyzing, but just because it's fun. But I feel like there's an element of if I take one of my senses away, I can't be distracted so much. So
Yeah.
in that, like, take my sight away, what's gonna come up? Because I was literally looking at it earlier. I was like watching my dog run about, and the thought come in, and I was like, oh, we get distracted so easily because we have so much information coming at us all the time, like through sight, through height, through like hearing and smells and that. And that's why like some people when they have a sense that disappears, like someone goes blind or someone loses their hearing, the other senses pick it up. How much do we miss because we have so much sense, you know? We miss a lot. And I just found that so interesting, fascinating.
Definitely. Oh, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear about it. And when you were talking about it and then not knowing why wisdom's telling you to do this, it made me think of something that I learned in treatment. Like, and, because our big question is always how, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, in treatment, the how was honesty, openness, and willingness to do whatever it takes, even if you don't know why you're doing it. And I don't know why that popped in my head, but I thought that was pretty neat. And yeah, the
Mm.
whole how, well, honesty, openness, and willingness. That's how.
Yeah, and that's the hardest how, is letting go of that. How?
Mhm.
It's like, "How do I do it?" You stop trying to how. What the heck?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what this year brings.
Me too.
And
I
I'm
can
so grateful for you two and
Mm.
for this podcast and for what we are doing. Um, I totally cut you off, Melissa. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, carry on. You what you said was better than what I was gonna say.
It just this podcast has really shown me that there is no how to. That if we just come together and be, you know, um, that things fall into place and happen. We've really come pretty far, you guys, in the 7 months we've been doing this, and I'm very excited to see where it's going to go. And
Yeah.
now I'm just talking to fill up
Okay. I have something to say on that really quick. Podcast, this beautiful, beautiful podcast was exactly what Melissa, what you're kind of doing tomorrow. The whole blindfold, but in a metaphorical way for me. Of course, yeah, I had started my other podcast. So what are you chasing? But it kept coming to me that no, there was this other one I should do, and there should be three of us for three perspectives, three different perspectives on the principles and how we show up in life. Oh, and it kept coming to me, and I shoo it away. I'm like, nope, I'm already doing one. That's weird. Why would I do another one? And I would come back, and finally, I just listened, and with it came Jennifer Buck, Melissa Meckhamson, and I'm like, what? Barely know Jen. Just started, having a conversation here and there with Jen at this point, and only had talked to Melissa once. And it was, oh, so like just trusting and reaching out to both of you and saying, this is what's come to me. And I'd love, if you join me on this journey. And oh my gosh, you both said yes. And I'm truly, truly grateful for that, and truly grateful for this podcast and the beauty and the wisdom and the space that each and every one of us bring to it. It's just amazing. And you know what, everybody? That came from a thought that I tried to push away quite a few times because I didn't really know Jen and Melissa. And I'm so glad that I honored it. I'm so glad that I didn't say, "Hey, wisdom, shut up," because I think I know better than you. I'm so glad that I said, "Okay, I'm going to go for it." And the worst they can say is no. And then I'll move on. But here we are on episode 24 in 2026, sitting right under 100 subscribers, like just growing every day. And I love it. And there's a reason it grows every day. And there's a reason we get more subscribers. And there's a reason that people tune in and listen. And there's a reason that I love doing it. And it's just this beautiful space, the honesty, the just being ourselves, talking about our scales and Jen's motivation of, "Hey, fatty, go for a walk," and Melissa's Melissa's gonna blindfold herself for 24 hours and just I love it. And just the humanness and the that we bring and the vulnerability and the humility that comes with all of it. And we don't care because I don't care, what people think of me. I'm not in control of that. And that's just another thing that we don't control. I kind of went on a rant there, but really it was the gratitude and it was just like you're saying, honoring it when it comes to you. We so much want to push it away so many times and say, not doing that. You have the wrong person. Wisdom, mind, I think you meant to make that call to someone else. So move along. But no, it's beautiful and it's perfect. And I'm very grateful to both of you.
Yeah, ditto. I love this. Like, for me, every week is like a reset. It reminds me, it keeps me in that space. It keeps me, and it reminds me, like Jen, it reminds me that actually I have got more wisdom than I give myself credit for. You know, I do know what I'm talking about because so many times I get off here and I'll go to, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. People think I'm probably a fraud, or, when people comment like, well, the negative comments, I'm like, oh, no, I have no idea what I'm doing. But no, fuck that, I do. I have
Yeah.
life experience. I have accomplished so much mentally. And this is just the beginning. And I
Yeah.
love this podcast. And when you messaged me, Crystal, like, I knew instantly, like, I had goosebumps reading your message, and I was like, I'm meant to do this. Like, I knew it's like almost like the mind was coming through you, through me, and like I was feeling that exact kind of like vibration. I I said to Dave, I was like, oh my god, look, Dave, like, look what she's messaged me, like, I'm meant to do this. And I messaged you straight away. I was like, I'm gonna say yes before my mind says no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember because you were out of town. You were doing something when she first talked to me and asked me, and I was like, "Well, yeah." And then it's like, "Oh, well, Melissa's busy. She's doing something. Oh, well, that's okay. Message her anyway." We were
Yeah.
like two little kids waiting to find out if the candy store was going to open or not.
It's so true. So true. I love that. Just beautiful.
And I love doing this and I love being here with you guys. And yeah, it's a reset. And it's a just yeah.
Love
No,
it
I
though.
have so much fun with you guys and I learned so much in doing this with you and just our conversations. And it doesn't seem like it should be helpful, but it's so helpful. Y
I'm
You're laughing
laughing
at me
because I
like,
agree.
Yeah.
I so agree.
I think because we have so much fun, it
Yeah.
feels like, it's like the society, like, if something's working, it has to be hard, but it doesn't. It can be fun and easy and enjoyable and really fucking helpful to other people.
right, and just like, sometimes we mess up and screw up, and that's fun too. It's I'm learning to appreciate uncertainty more because I never know what we're gonna talk about. I never know
Mm-mm.
what I'm gonna say. And most of the times when we're done recording, I don't know what I said or if I said anything.
Right?
And but that's okay. Because doing this helps me see my patterns. You know, I have learned so much about myself and about the sticky little thought processes that sneak their way in, especially when it comes to doing something public or being around people or, because for most of my life, it was who am I? Who the fuck am I to tell anybody anything? And now it's like, you know what? I've been through hell. I've been drugged through the mud. I've been to federal prison. I've fucked up a lot. A lot. And that's what gives me the ability to be able to say it doesn't have to be that hard because I've lived in that crisis, in that turbulence and chaos. And I've found that even in the chaos, the quiet's still there. The stillness is still there. And that's helped me change my life. And now the three of us together get to just talk about it and share our experiences and help others step out of the suffering that they create on their own, that they never knew they were creating.
Yeah. Do you know, I had a metaphor the other day because I get a lot of metaphors. And it was, I'm standing in New York City and there's shitloads of cabs around. And before the three principles, this is me. I'm going into the road, I'm stopping the cabs, I'm getting in the cabs, I'm getting out of the cabs, getting in the cabs, and they're all going downtown and I want to go uptown. Now, I'm on a park bench, drinking a Slurpee, eating a hot dog, and watching the cabs. The cabs are our thoughts. You don't have to get in the road and get in and out of them. You can just watch them by. And now, because I'm watching them and I'm not, getting run over by them, now I know which ones are going uptown.
Mhm.
And now I can get into that cab.
We do show up that way, but it's beautiful because it's just our humanness. And
Yeah,
that's the beautiful, the relatable.
I think it's beautiful because even in this podcast, even with you guys now, like, and this is what I've just realized, this is what's just dropped for me, that I still hold myself back. I still try to present in a way. And now that I just said that, I'm like, oh my God, let's just let go of like everything. I'm just going to be me, like 100% fully me.
Yeah.
And I think previously I've been like 70% me because I'm still trying to see me through other people's eyes. I'm still looking to not be judged.
Oh, that's exhausting.
That's a lot of pressure and that's exhausting. And this is where I take crystals. I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care. Because you know what? Whether it's a job interview or beers at a backyard bonfire or just meeting someone, I don't have the energy to pretend. I might change my clothes, you know, but I've this last year I have really stepped out of performing.
Mm.
I am here. This is me in all my fucked off glory. You know, there's some broken and cracked pieces, some glued together mosaic, there's, it's what it is. And that makes me me. And I'm good with being me. I just don't have to think about me as much. Before I used to put a whole lot of thought into who am I with this person, whether I was at work or with my family or, trying to find my little spot where I fit. And I never quite fit into the box the way I was supposed to. So I was always a fucking mess. And I had a lot of shame because of my mess. And I hid so much of it. And this last year, I've stepped out of the hiding and stepped out of the pretending to be something I'm not. Do I have my shit together all the way? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But so much more than I ever have. And when I'm not spending all that time trying to figure out who I want to be in other people's eyes, I'm not thinking about myself as much. I don't have all the as much anxiety about if I'm doing this right. Because you know what? There is no right way. We stumble until we can walk, and we walk until we can run. And the more we think about ourselves, the longer we're going to stumble. That's what I've kind of found.
Mm. I found that this Christmas. So I went to France at my dad's for Christmas and New Year's. And I was shaming myself because I was like, I'm not, like, he had neighbors come over and they were lovely. Like, he's got these, like, they're from Holland and they're beautiful people. They're really lovely. But I just didn't want to socialize. I'm like, I can't be bothered to talk to people, can't be bothered to present, you know? But I still kind of was like kind and stuff. And I realized that I was shaming myself because I was quiet. I wanted to be quiet. Like, that's who I was in that moment. And I was shaming myself that, oh, I should be more fun. They're bored. I should be fun. I should be doing something. I should be creating, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. Right now, in that moment, I'm quiet. And just being on, just like, this has really helped me. This podcast with you guys today has really helped me see that no, it wasn't uncomfortable because I was uncomfortable because I was being who I was in that moment. And I wasn't performing. Whereas normally I would perform. I'd try to be someone else. I'd try to be fun. And that's when drink used to come in. I would drink and then, that loosened I'm like, no, it's okay to be quiet. It's okay if I'm not very sociable in that moment. So it's okay to be who I am in that moment. And so right now, on this call, I've let that shame go.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Do you know what I
Sorry.
feel like? Go on, sorry. I'm just feel like I'm being like a hermit right now, and I'm enjoying being a hermit. Like, I like being a hermit. I've spent so many years trying to perform for people, trying to be fun, and like the last few years, I'm like, oh, because I don't drink anymore, I'm boring now. Yeah, go on,
And it's
Crystal.
still fun.
Yeah. I don't care. when it comes to other people's what they think and performing and wearing a mask and ooh, trying to fit in and did I say that right? Shit. What are they gonna think about me? No. But I was fortunate that a lot of that fell away for me. A lot of it fell away. And so I could ease right into that. But it's beautiful to not care because it is absolutely exhausting to try to control stuff you cannot control. And no matter how hard you try, and I don't really invite anyone to do it, but feel free if you're curious. You can't control what somebody thinks about you. Even if you present or perform in this magnificent version of yourself, it's not authentic, first and foremost. Second, you can perform all you want. Doesn't mean that the other person receiving your performance is still going to be acceptant of you
Mhm.
or like you or think, wow, they're pretty amazing because we don't control that part. People are judgy, all of us. There's not one person that doesn't judge. We do it innocently. But that's part of the reason why it's so easy for me that I just don't care. Like you're saying, the being quiet part. If I want to be quiet, I'll be quiet. If I have something to say, I'll say it. I don't yell it anymore ever. But it's not to say that if I don't like something, I don't have to say anything about it. But if I want to, I can. Meaning, if I don't like something that someone said to me, or I don't agree with something that someone said to me, or if someone's just trying to be outright hurtful, you know, um, I don't have to stand for that kind of stuff. And I don't. So I'm not a pushover. I just, I don't care. And just, I've gone on a little bit of a ramble here, but the point is when we see that it's their thinking, it's their thoughts, and we'll never, ever, ever, ever actually know what is really going on in somebody else's head. We only will know what's going on in ours and just rest in that and know that that's the only thing we ever really need to know anyway. And you're fine with it and you don't perform and you don't care. And I don't need the approvals. I don't need the likes. I don't need any of it. I just need to be me. And when we honor that part of ourselves, just being ourselves, our authentic selves, and just not giving a shit about if my hair looks right. Oh, should I wear this? Oh my God, that 20 pounds, I probably need to lose it really quick. So many other things. Do I sound like a bitch? Oh, did I give them a dirty look on accident? Oh, I could go on and on. When we just let that shit go and just rest in us, the level of stress and that drops and the clarity that comes in from not thinking so much about what mask to put on and which performance to do is beautiful. And yeah, I hope that for everybody. And I hope to just keep leaning into that more myself because like Jen, I think you said like earlier in this podcast, and I know you've said it before, and I know we've heard it before. This understanding just keeps expanding. So to think that I'm even close to there is no end to it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just gonna lean into it and let it go and see how this year goes. And there'll be ups, there'll be downs, and it's all gonna be what I make of it. And I'm really looking forward to so many things. I love this podcast. I just ranted for I don't know how long. Hopefully it was helpful. That's what we mean when we say we have no fucking idea what we say, because
No,
I don't know what you said.
it's so helpful because you've had that insight, you've had that drop, like, it helps me. Like, you're helping me. Like, I can't wait for that insight to really drop into my body. Like, I understand it intellectually, I know it, and I've had little insights, but I haven't had that, like, big, "Oh, I don't give a shit." I still give a shit. You know, I'm not going to lie. I still care about being judged. And that's okay, because I know the insight
Mhm.
will drop sooner or later. You know, like you say, it's expansive. You're always learning, you're always seeing more. And so I'm excited for that. And it's just, yeah, it's just going to grow, isn't it? But I
Mhm.
love hearing you because you have had that insight, you have had that kind of epiphany, and hearing you helps me. Like,
Oh,
so
Yeah.
thank you.
say it over and over again.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I didn't get the big insight like that, but mine has grown so much that I'm not even aware. I've always been socially awkward. Always. Why? Because I have a whole lot of thinking. I'm thinking what you're thinking, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what you're thinking about me, and so I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. And it's amazing because the less I think about me, I was socially awkward because I'd get around people and then I'd think about what they were thinking about me. And I would think that, oh, I don't have anything to say. Oh, I don't. And I would like freeze up. And what do you do with your hands? If you're
Yeah.
not smoking or drinking, what the hell do you do with your hands? Okay. I'm like, I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
just, it's hard. It's hard because what do you do with your hands? You know, and it would be something silly like that that would trip me up, and then I would leave because, well, what happened? Why weren't you there? I seen you at first. Oh, I didn't know what to do with my hands, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
And that's how I was. I had to mentally prepare to go to the grocery store because there was people. And what I've noticed is the less I feed into and listen to those thoughts about me. What do they think of me? What do they think I am? All of that. How am I presenting? It's like when I started recognizing those as thoughts, they started not showing up or being a lot quieter than they used to be. Today was the very first job interview I've ever had where I wasn't super nervous. And I was grounded and I went in there and I didn't care that they were professional psychologists. I didn't care that these are therapists and that they've been doing whatever for. I didn't care because you know what? I knew that I brought something that they didn't have. And it was this freeing experience. And now it's like, granted, if I have to go to someone's house for like a gathering, I'm in my head, I'm stressed on the way there. There's going to be people. What if someone touches me? Like, what if someone touches me? You don't get it. But then I show up. I see those as thoughts and I'm able to get grounded in me and let go all of the thoughts about who I should be. Because that's what it is. It's our judgments of ourselves, who we think everybody in the world needs us to be. We should be that for every single person. And no, no, because the version of me that I see is not the version that either one of you see. And the version that Crystal sees of me is not the same version that Melissa sees of me. So,
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
right. And
Only
what?
joking.
You think I'm a dickhead? Is that what you said? Fair, fair.
The more horrible I am to someone, it means the more I love them.
Oh, I know. I've always done that. Like, some of the kids that were in my house, one of them was always like, "Why do you hit me?" And it's like, "Oh, honey, I hit you because I love you.
Yep.
That's how I show you I love you. If I didn't care, I wouldn't care what you were doing. If I didn't care about you when you talked about the dumb shit you did, I wouldn't smack you upside your head like, what the fuck? I hit you because I love you." And I didn't like beat them, but teenage kids being dumb. Sometimes they need a little, hey, you should, this thing up here, yeah, it's for thinking, use it. But, yeah, getting rid of all the thinking about myself. That's helped me. And I still have it. I still have it, but now I can recognize it and drop out of it. Some days I don't want to go to the store, so I hold on to it.
Mm.
Tell my husband, sorry, someone might touch me today and I can't deal with it, so I'm not going to the store. And I know it's bullshit,
Mm.
but some days that's what I'm going to hold on to. And most days I can show up not in those thoughts. And even when I get into the environment, I can see those thoughts and drop out of them. I don't know what point I was trying to get to for any of this, so I apologize. But yeah.
I love that. I had a realization. So every time I go to my dad's, before I even get there, I've already got anxiety about I'm not gonna be able to sleep because he has the TV loud, he snores, my partner breathes heavy. And but I realized without even noticing that this time was completely different. The external factors were still exactly the same.
Mhm.
TV's still loud, my dad still snored, and my partner still breathed heavily. Slept like a baby most days. Now, if you'd have told me that before, I'd be like, no fucking way. No, that sound is making me angry.
Mhm.
That sound is stopping me from sleeping. And it wasn't until like, I think it was like the third or fourth day I was there, I was like, I'm sleeping. I was like, wow, what's happened here then? And it's like, so this is what is so magical about this understanding is sometimes you don't even realize how much it's helping you. You don't even realize how much of an impact it's having on your life. Because that used to wind me up so much. I used to get so angry, like really angry, really frustrated. I could feel the rage in my body. I'm like, I can't sleep. They're really, and I would used to shout down to my dad. And I used to hate having to shout down to my dad. Like, can you turn the TV down, please? Every time I was like, it's still too loud. Like, I'm the center of the universe. And I used to hate that feeling. And I had not had to tell him to turn the TV down once. I had not, literally, I just went to bed and I went to sleep and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yeah, I wanted to share that because that for me, it was a big thing.
It's beautiful. I love it. And I love it because, 100%, Melissa, before this understanding, before like my shift in awareness and all that good stuff, ooh, that was one of my biggies, man. And it wasn't going to bed at night. It was Crystal loves her naps. My old man afternoon naps, love them. Anyway, I would go to take a nap, and I promise you, if I could even hear just a peep out of my kids, I came out of my room like a bat out of hell, screaming. There was no explanation. It was like you like that, like you didn't have, it's an unwritten rule. Don't make a freaking sound if mom is trying to take a nap. And now there's still noise. Probably there's more noise. I don't even know, really. I just don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me because that was just my thinking to begin with. years and years ago when I would scream at my kids, and I'm telling you, it was not pretty and it was not nice, and they knew. They'd even have friends over sometimes. They'd be like, "Oh my, no, 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 shh." My mom's napping, and I would be so ridiculous and probably a little bit embarrassing for them with how much I got upset at them just having fun. And now I take a nap and I come out sometimes for my nap and it's, I take nice naps, like 2 hours. They're beautiful. And one of them will say, "I can't believe like you didn't wake up to blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Didn't hear a thing." It's just so peaceful. And it's not laying their effort going, "Oh God, block it out, block it out, block it out." It's like an automatic blockout. Like I don't pick up on it because I'm not going to feed that thinking. And that's ultimately, in the past, that's what I was doing. I didn't know. I was innocently feeding a thought of how dare they make a freaking sound, those kids. And now, dude, I don't know. My dog she's loud too. She can bark and right outside my door. And I'd be like, whatever, it's nap time.
Mm,
So it's beautiful. I love it. I resonated with it so much because it was a big thing for me.
yeah,
Mhm.
major thing for me. And I remember on, like, the 4th day, I was in bed when I realized it, and I put my attention on the TV, and then I put my attention on Dave's, breathing, and I was like, "Holy shit, I'm doing this to myself." And I could hear it, like, then the TV almost sounded like it was getting louder, and I was like, "I've been doing that." And it was just like an instant insight. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I can now switch it off," and I did,
Mhm.
and then I went to sleep.
Love
Yeah,
it.
it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Any words of wisdom anybody wants to just throw out there?
Trust yourself. Trust yourself. So me and Dave did a 13-day ritual thing. I found it on the internet. I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Sounds like fun." So we did it. So we writ our goal seeds, like 13 of them, and we fold them up. And you have to burn one each night. Now, sometimes we forgot, so we ended up burning 4 in one night and so on. But the fact is, you had to leave one at the end. And I can't even remember what I wrote because I was going to write them down so that I could remember, but I was like, no, that's not the point. The point is write it down, give it to the universe to deal with. And so that was the idea. You burn it so that you're letting it go for the universe to carry it out. And so we did them. And I remember one of them, which is the one that I left behind, was trust yourself. And for some reason, I knew that that was going to be the one that was going to be left. I knew it. And it was like I burnt all of them, and you don't see them because I folded them up, obviously. So you just pick one, and then you burn it. And then I said, like, okay, I'm releasing this to the universe to carry out for me, blah, blah, blah. And then on the last one, it's like I unfolded it. I was like, I knew it was going to happen. Trust yourself to
Mm,
trust. And that's my message for everyone that's listening to this. Trust yourself, trust your wisdom, trust yourself. That's all you need to do. For me this year, that is my biggest seed, is to allow myself, trust my wisdom, trust my, just trust, let go and trust. That's mine for today.
it's
Trust
beautiful.
yourself.
Don't force things. We can't control anything, really. But when we feel the need to control, if we just take a few minutes to get quiet, we can let go and know what to do. Don't be afraid of quiet.
Uh, for me, for everybody, slow down. It's the beautiful, the ordinary, the simple, the simplicity. It's all magical, all amazing. That's the two words that came to my head was slow down. It's just beautiful.
Yes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, reach out to us. Let us know where you're struggling, what you would like us to talk about. Know that we're here, and don't rush. Don't rush yourself. Wisdom is quiet and steady. Ego is loud and urgent. Pay attention to what voice you're listening to.
Love that. Thanks,
Beautiful.
everyone. Been amazing. And see you next week.
Yes.